Hey everyone, hope everyone had a nice weekend and Easter. I have to say, I'm pretty glad it's over with. This video and this training session was actually from last Friday, Good Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling pretty sharp. Kind of feel like I was losing some water weight and stuff from just the travel and all that, and not training as much as I normally have been in the last few years, and I was feeling all right, but honestly, I had a really hard weekend. It seems like whenever I move anywhere, I'm at a point where I'm pretty indifferent to where I live. I don't need much, and because I'm focused on my way, my training and my journey through martial arts, and hopefully with another hockey opportunity. It's all I really am, and it's such a huge part of me that honestly I get sick without it. There's just no other way to put it. And I've been battling some kind of fatigue and sleep issues in the last few weeks. And I was hesitant to kind of talk about how I felt this weekend, because if you watched any of my other videos, these are videos for to support the Ukraine and my friends in the Ukraine who are just going through unimaginable tough times, So I'm literally my last video I made was about resentment and complaining, and how 99% of us absolutely have nothing to complain about in this life, especially in this last month or so. And it's nothing like nothing I'm happened that upset me. It just seems like a million things hit me at once, a million thoughts. I found out, my grandma has COVID. She's doing fine. She's actually better. But I just started thinking about, my mom's mom, my other grandma who passed away, and I hadn't thought about her for a long. Well, I mean, I always think about her, but just not introspectively. And it's Easter time, and we'd always go see her. And I guess another thing too is, the passing of my dog Maddox, we had for 16 years, and I really had to put that down in the pit of my stomach. I was really pissed off at myself for not being able to see him in the end, and I pretty much just worked that pain out of my body with a ton of workouts and a ton of hockey, and I guess the holidays always hit everyone, with the people you've lost. And if you believe that you will see your loved ones again in the next life, that's a good way to deal with these tough thoughts and loss, and knowing that, pretty much everyone you've ever told you love them or they love you is going to be gone one day, and we only have such a short time here that I have to do this training, you guys. I'm done overthinking. I'm done having these painful memories, and I mean they're always there, right? But when I'm training, they settle down. But once every 6 months, I have a really bad weekend, and I'm talking about it now is helpful. I can feel it already, some tension and anxiety coming out of my body, just speaking with whoever is cool enough to check out these videos I'm making. And I really appreciate everyone who does. That's what I mean to say. Yeah, I was moving pretty well last Friday. And there's a lot of other things that hit me and happened, and I'm really trying my best to just clear my head and get my get back to my way, I really believe this is my journey, and that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, was just this lonely path I'm on. Quite literally, the Dokkoto, the Path of Aloneness. 95% of the time, I like it. I can travel pretty much anywhere in the world. And since I have this journey, I never feel that lonely. But there's something about being back in my hometown. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I feel it like times 10 here. And it's strange, I think for most people in the world, their hometown, don't get me wrong, like I'm really proud of this place, of all the really intense high level hockey I played, and it turned me into a big, strong male, and I'm really proud of it. But I spent a lot of time with a lot of people who I'm just not part of their life at all anymore, and they're not part of my life. And that's not even the hardest part. I think just the hardest part is just kind of the time lost. All this training and all this reading and all this studying of Stoic philosophy, and Zen Buddhism and Bushido. I've really taken in and analyzed time and time management, obviously, and I'm not complaining. I'm trying my best not to resent past mistakes because I made a lot of them. But this weekend I just got hit with a lot of stuff, and the loneliness kicked in, the art, the path of the warrior, It got to me a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I kind of wanted to talk about what kind of gets me out of it, other than the training. And if you ever deal with like some really extreme downs, I'm gonna kind of walk you through. It's actually a tattoo I have on my leg, and it's tattoos, I should say. It's like 21 Rules of Life by Miyamoto Musashi. If you don't know who Mushashi was, I mean, he was the ultimate vagabond, which means, like the ultimate drifter. And he was literally the greatest swordsman to ever live. He was undefeated, obviously, in 61 battles in like feudal Japan to the death. And he was just a master of the sword and a master of fighting strategy, and a philosopher and a poet and an artist. And I'm just going to kind of break down these rules of life because I have them on my leg, and they're actually like written upside down so I can read them every day. And if I'm lucky enough to live to be 100 years old and on my deathbed, it's probably going to be the last thing I see before I close my eyes. So they've really helped me put everything into perspective and try keep putting things into perspective. And I really think they can help everyone. It's kind of like almost like universal truths, So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this training session, and let's start with number 1, which pretty much goes right into everything what I was feeling this weekend. It's just accept everything the way that it is. Number 1, accept everything the way that it is. Yeah, so some things, they just can't be changed. The way of the world, what's going on in Ukraine, who's helping, who's not, the past. And it took me a long, long time to forgive my past. You just can't dwell or become overwhelmed by the things you can't control anymore. And you have to focus on what's in your sphere of influence. It's like swimming upstream in a river. You're a lot better to just accept the flow of the current and accept the flow of your future, because you just get nowhere trying to swim upstream. The good days really are in the future and not in the past. And if it's really hard to do, you guys, but if you can shift your mindset and swim with the current of life and hopefully your future positive situations, the momentum's going to push you forward. It may be a really good workout at first to try swim upstream, but it's not sustainable, and you're going to get completely exhausted. Feel me? Number 2, you guys, don't seek pleasure for its own sake. And you can take this many ways. Pleasure's a trap, because it feels great, right? And if you're from where I'm from, you've seen, well, you know what? Pretty much anyone I've ever known in my life has struggled with alcohol, and especially me, okay? I was lucky I had hockey most of my life to keep me away from it, but it was still always there. And thankfully, I don't slip up very often anymore. When I have some tough times, I'm the first to admit the easy access to alcohol, it's always there. And if you're a young athlete, it is just the ultimate momentum killer. And if your friends are pushing it on you all the time, they're not really your friends, and they have no idea the discipline it takes for you to chase down your hockey or any of your other disciplined ambitions. Discipline doesn't feel good in the moment. It never does, and that's why it's so hard to stay consistent with it. But really, in the end, it's way more worth it than any sort of short-term pleasure you can think of, and most of the time it's a vice anyways. Number 3, do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. If only we knew about how real that gut feeling was or is until usually later on in your life, but they say it's your second brain. Learning to trust your intuition is something that just can't be understated, because it is right. It is real. I actually think like gut health, especially someone who deals with stomach issues. I actually thought at one point I had like colitis or something. And if I put the right foods and the right probiotics in my second brain, I just feel so much sharper, and I have that trust in myself, and that intuition always seems to be sharp. So trust your gut, you guys. It will take you so far. So do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Number 4, think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. I'm really lucky I found Stoic philosophy, and wow, it's really helped me become not such a self-absorbed athlete and person. I really look at how finite life and how lucky I am, the gratitude you get when you think like this, you guys, it's amazing, and gratitude is so important. When you maintain a light sense of yourself, it also helps you like move beyond, trivial little things and grudges and mistakes you've made. And you're also like really more adaptable to change. And we have to be like chameleons, we have to adapt and change to our environments. It's always changing. Everything is changing. We're all getting older. So think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. I'm a bit of a space cadet too, so I just like love space, and I love how finite we are in this universe. I could go all day about that, but I'll go on to the next one. So number 5 is be detached from desire your whole life long. They're everywhere. Vices, desires, everything are everywhere. We can't get so attached to them that we lose our perspective and we lose our sight of what's really important, It also, when you get attached to desire, you're more vulnerable to, I guess, manipulation and mistakes. Again, just, we all know the lust and desire for certain things can backfire on us. Number 6, do not regret what you've done. Pretty straightforward, right? But harder than it seems. Regret and resentment, it's just wasted energy, wasted emotion. If you've made a mistake and you feel guilty about it, just try your best to learn from it, make notes on it, and not hold regret over it. And this is very hard. It's really hard. For me, anytime I've held on to any regret, it just slows you down. It's like being in quicksand, and usually that branch is right in front of your face, and you just need to pull yourself out because you can't change the past. Number 7, never be jealous. Obviously, it robs you of your happiness. It's a trap. Everyone's wants are infinite, right? And you just can't be comparing yourself to others and jealous of other people's situations. And you need to get inspired, not jealous. Well, I think most of us can relate to this one, but I think the way it sounds, you're going to think more of it in a relationship mindset. It's never let yourself be saddened by a separation. But because everything is temporary, like everything, so we have to embrace the temporary nature of everything. Even life. We have this small time here, you guys, and death awaits us all. There's an awesome Stoic saying called memento mori, and it means remember that you'll die. Believe it or not, it's my next tattoo, and I usually say it in the morning because it's a quick little meditation on just how short this beautiful life is, and to kind of like it gets you in gear, you know, and it's gonna make it easier in the end for sure. Meditating on our demise, and it may sound grim, but it really helps you get in gear if you become a little bit stagnant or you're drifting. And yeah, separation from people and things. People come and go, men and women, or we live and die. Never let yourself be saddened by separation. I won't spend too much time on this one because it was what my other video was about, but resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself or others. So if you want to watch that other video, I kind of talk about how, you know, complaining and resentment and dreading on the past, it just becomes obviously bad things happen to all of us, and your loved ones are going to be there for you in the really hard times. But if it's just small trivial things and small complaints, it has absolutely no value, no face value. It's just white noise. Okay, number 10, another tough one in today's world. Don't let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Let's be honest, two extremely distracting things. We have a choice, obviously, to engage in these feelings that we all feel. But, you know, people have, including me, you know, I've sacrificed a lot of time, money, reputation, and freedom in the pursuit of both these. And I would definitely have to say, when I focus totally on myself and positive and escaping vices and athletics and training hard and attaining the right mindset, an angel always appears when you do that. And I've been really, really blessed in my life to have some amazing relationships, but also the yin and yang, right? Anytime I was lusting and not working on myself first, the wrong people came in my life, right? And it's so real. It's so real. If you work on yourself and you have that clean spirit, the angel will appear. I actually really like this one as a fighter, right? I guess in MMA, there's just so much to learn, and at some point you have to specialize. But number 11 is, in all things have no preferences. So having preferences kind of will give outside circumstances the power over you and your mood. So just kind of like embrace whatever fate comes over you and make the best out of it. Easier said than done, I know. But it will really make the quality of your life and your focus indifferent to the result. And this way you can kind of like never go wrong, you know? Having an open mind will enable you to have a very broad and varied experiences. Sticking to like only what you know, especially like in fighting, it makes you a fish in a small pond, you know? You're just always in that pond. I really like that one. It's definitely my style. Try everything once, see how you like it. Always experimenting, always curious. Number 12, be indifferent to where you live. Honestly, it's about your journey, you guys. It shouldn't matter. If you're focused on your journey and your way and your path, and you know in your hearts of hearts that's what you love, and you won't get too attached to where you live, and you won't get anxious because your conditions aren't being threatened, you know? There's a cool saying, wherever we go, there you are. Or wherever we go, we take ourselves with us. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I got to kind of travel the world, and man, I was never happier when I was in that tiny little room in Thailand, just focusing on my dream, you know? Just totally immersed in my love of martial arts. Ooh, a tough one for Zemmer. Do not pursue the taste of good food. How do you say that to the ultimate foodie? The guy who eats more noodle bowls than anyone on earth outside of Vietnam. But it's true. Anytime I've used food purely for fuel, which is so hard to do nowadays, let's be serious, you're just an absolute machine. Anytime I've took fasting seriously, I feel so much more cognitively sharp. My sleep is better. Geez, everything. You name it. Sleep, sex life, sports performance, cognitive function, focus. I read better. Let's not forget that gut is your second brain, you know? And when you're just always digesting food, you're slow. And I have so many old hockey games I played in my life before I really found out what foods are good for me to perform. And anytime I had pasta pre-game, that slow digestion was just awful. So really find out what works for you. Joy is one of the great, food is one of the great joys of life. And I mean, I'm the ultimate foodie, but when it's time to be mad disciplined with the diet, it's really so worth it. It is so worth it, you guys. So try your best not to pursue the taste of good food. Number 14, don't hold on to possessions you no longer need. Tough, right? Everyone wants more and more and more. But you can't take anything to the grave. There's actually one of these rules later that kind of comes back to this one, but the more we own, we just become slaves to our possessions, and instead of it being the other way around. When I travel light, I always feel better. I remember one time I took like a library to Thailand, thinking, you know. I'd always be reading and studying all my martial arts books and combatives books and training books. But I learned more in 1 week at the dojo than I did from all the time and all the hassle of carrying, excuse me, these books around. So that was a perfect example. Don't hold on to possessions you no longer need. Sorry, I need some water. This is one I really love, you guys, and I really pride myself in. Maybe you think it might be arrogant, but it's do not act following customary beliefs. And as any type of athlete, this is absolutely a necessity. You need to believe in your journey, because everyone else is going to tell you, they're going to tell you it's not for you, let alone it's not for them, you know? And anyone who tells you this and you encounter, who talks down on your journey and your goals, it just means they're not brave enough to do it themselves or attempt it. So think for yourself, believe in yourself. Just because everyone else is doing something doesn't mean it's a good idea. And just because no one else does it doesn't mean it's a bad idea. So believe in your journey and don't be a sheep. Always take the unbeaten path. Self-belief is huge, you guys. It's everything. Follow your dreams. Obviously, since Musashi was a samurai, he worked with a katana and was a master of the two swords. So number 16 is do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. But I'm going to kind of put that into my past and my athletics, and hopefully anyone watching this, young players, will learn from. I think a weapon I thought was useful was lifting weights. And boy, did I do a ton of it. I'm talking 10 years, just smashing weights. Every type of strength and conditioning exercise you could think of. Personal trainers. I love the discipline I got from it. I love the time with my my training partners. It was always a blast, but very inefficient for goaltending and movement, and I would say be very selective and focus on efficiency and study. Before you overdo or overuse a sword. I guess in Musashi's case, he would never use a sword just because of superstition, and then it breaks in a battle. Master one form to perfection and see what's good for you, you know? And that's what I love about striking and boxing. I really think it's my most useful and efficient tool and weapon in my life. So everything else kind of seems a little bit not as important. Just snapping off 1-2s here. It's a perfect example. Perfect weapon. Number 17. Do not fear death. Treat life like you would a sparring match. Go into it unafraid, calm, focused. harder said than done, right? Because life can get scary at times and intense, and there's lots of variables that can happen. But if you try your best to go in unafraid, calm, you're going to maximize your chance of success and victory. And memento mori, right? We're all dead in the long run. So just don't even trip. You're going to see the ones you love in your next life. And I think it's Ragnar Lothbrok. He says he always hopes and that or believes that death is going to be better than life, because you're going to be reunited with everyone you've truly loved. And also, fear of failure and fear of death, it makes you weak. It makes you not take risks. It makes you shy. Fear's everywhere. We all have it. It's our survival instinct, but it's been ingrained and programmed in us since our early ancestors to survive, and that's why we're here. But the fear of death, it makes you weak, and it's useless, because like I said, it's death smiles on us all. So smile back. This one is kind of interesting. I don't think it's too applicable to the modern day. And hear me out here. It's do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age, like possessions for your old age. Having your life set up for when you're older is super important. Let's be serious. Because, Musashi was a ronin, right? Like he was a samurai, a wanderer with no master. It's what I am now, but believe it or not, I am really hoping I find the right person, and I have kids and a family, and I want them to be taken care of, and that's going to be up to me, right? When we die, it's gone. We don't have these things, but being able to not have to rely on other people in our old age is important, because it gets a lot harder to hunt for food, I guess, right? So definitely save money for your old age. But I also think this is cool, because instead of living this long life and accumulating all these possessions and fiefs, land, if you have attained mastery in something, we all want the big house and the big mansion and the sick life, right? But it's just as important to pass on our life's knowledge, and that's what Musashi did. He just he thought it was more important to be a mentor and training other people in his skill set and his philosophies. And now looking at this, I think hopefully that's what I'm gonna be, just some legendary sensei and inspire the younger generations. Okay, I really like this one. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. Okay, so growing up in Saskatoon, and just happened to be in this part of the world where Catholic and Christianity was the most prevalent religion. This one hits deep because God helps those who help themselves. And I respect all religions and thoughts about this, but I think things always work out better when you strive to just do the best you can and you don't depend on superstition and the gods. I think when people live like this, they often fail because they don't have a plan. And this one always reminds me of the end of Vikings when Ragnar Lothbrok is speaking to Odin. He's speaking to the seer. And it's kind of like he's been tortured and beat up, so he's kind of having this visual experience, and this quote he says always stuck with me. And he says, "Man is the master of his own fate, not the gods. The gods are man's creation to give answers that they are too afraid to give themselves." So he felt like he was at the end of his life, in control of his destiny the whole time. And to each their own. Having faith is important, but I think having faith in yourself is number one. And I had a experience about a year ago. This is a whole nother story, but let's just say my perspective changed big time as I believe I did have a encounter with the gods. And what I got from it was that I'll be taken care of in the end, and I'm part of a bigger picture than myself, and I need to humble myself. And everything's going to be good, so just do your best to take care of yourselves here and forgive yourself and believe, and good things happen to good people, and good karma will come to you if you just work on you and do your thing. We don't need to be putting our fates into the higher powers, because honestly, you're not the center of the universe, I'm not the center of the universe. There's a lot of people who need a lot of help, and to put all your well-being into the God's hands, it's just not it's not being efficient with our time here. So man really is the master of his own fate. And our time will come where we'll meet them. And when we do, it's all good. It's going to be all good. And the last one here, everyone, it's never stray from the way. Just always believe in yourself and believe in your journey. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I want everyone to know I really, really appreciate your time, and these are really helping me, and I feel a lot better. So thanks again. See ya.